Margaret had no idea she had options. She was 71 years old, living in Naples, and she had been collecting Social Security since she was 62. She remembered the day she filed like it was yesterday. Her husband had just passed. The bills were coming in. Her financial situation felt fragile, and someone at the Social Security office told her that filing early was the fastest way to get income coming in the door. So she signed the paperwork and started receiving her monthly check. For 9 years, Margaret had been living with a benefit that was permanently reduced, not by a little, by 25%. Every single month she was receiving less than she was entitled to at full retirement age. And for 9 years, nobody from the Social Security Administration called her to say, "There is something you can do about this. There is a path forward."
There is a strategy that could put more money in your pocket starting next year. Margaret found out from her neighbor, who had seen a video online. And the first thing Margaret said was, "Why did nobody tell me this?" In the next few minutes, you are going to learn exactly what your options are if you filed for Social Security early and you regret that decision. You are going to learn what is available, who qualifies for what, and what to do first, depending on where you are in your timeline.
Stay until the end, because the last option we cover is the one most people never hear about, and it could be the most valuable one for you. If you are not subscribed to this channel yet, do it now. Social Security rules change, Medicare rules change, Florida property rules change, and the government is not sending you a letter when they do. This channel exists to make sure you find out anyway. Now, before we go any further, let us address the two things people say when they hear this topic for the first time. The first thing people say is, "I filed years ago. This cannot possibly apply to me anymore." And the answer is, it depends on which option we are talking about. One of them has a strict 12-month deadline, but another one has no deadline at all and is available to you right now, regardless of when you filed. So stay with us. The second thing people say is, "I needed that money at 62. I had no choice." And we are not here to second-guess that decision. Filing early is sometimes the right call. What we are here to do is make sure you know every tool that exists now, in 2026, so you can decide whether any of them apply to your situation. Let us start with the option that has the deadline, because if you are inside that window right now, this is the most urgent thing in this video. The first option is called the Social Security withdrawal. The formal name for the request is Form SSA 5221. This is a little-known provision that allows someone who has already filed for retirement benefits to essentially undo that filing entirely. You repay every dollar you received, including any benefits paid to a spouse or dependent on your record, and Social Security treats it as if you never filed at all. Your benefit resets. Your delayed credits start accumulating again. And at a later age, you collect a higher monthly amount for the rest of your life. Here is the critical detail. You must file Form SSA 521 within 12 months of the month you became entitled to benefits. Not 12 months from today, 12 months from when your payments began. If you filed at 62, and that was more than a year ago, this option is no longer available to you. But if you filed recently, if you started receiving benefits in 2025 or in 2026, and you are already having second thoughts, this window is open right now and it will not stay open. The repayment requirement is what stops most people from even considering it. If you received 12 months of benefits at, say, $1,400 per month, you are looking at repaying roughly $16,800 before your case is closed. That is real money. But here is the math that makes it worth examining. If withdrawing and waiting from age 63 to 67 adds $500 per month to your benefit permanently, you recover that $16,800 in about 34 months of higher payments. After that, every month you are ahead. If you live to 80, that is well over $100,000 in additional lifetime income. Here is what to do if you think you are inside that 12-month window. Call the Social Security Administration directly at 1-800-772-1213. Ask them to confirm your entitlement date, which is the date your benefits officially began, not the date your first check arrived. Then ask them to mail you Form SSA 521 or walk you to asset.gov to download it. Do not make any financial decisions without speaking to a benefits counselor first, because the repayment calculation includes benefits paid to anyone on your record, and that number can be larger than people expect. Now, for the option that has no deadline. This is the one that applies to the vast majority of people watching this video, and it is the one that most people have never heard of. It is called voluntary benefit suspension, and it does not undo your early filing, but it does something nearly as powerful. Starting at your full retirement age, which is 66 or 67 depending on your birth year, you can contact Social Security and ask them to suspend your benefit payments. you stop receiving checks. And for every month that your benefit is suspended, Social Security adds what are called delayed retirement credits to your record. Those credits increase your benefit by approximately 2/3 of 1% per month, which works out to 8% per year. If your full retirement age is 67 and you suspend from 67 to 70, that is 36 months of suspension. That is a permanent benefit increase of roughly 24%. On a benefit of $1,500 per month, that is an extra $360 every single month for the rest of your life. Here is the part that surprises most people. You do not file a special form for this. You call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 and you tell them you want to voluntarily suspend your retirement benefit. They process it. Your payments stop. Your credits accumulate. And when you are ready to restart, you call again and request reinstatement. But here is what you need to know before you make that call. While your benefit is suspended, no one else can collect the benefit based on your record. If a spouse is currently receiving spousal benefits tied to your Social Security number, those payments stop during your suspension. This is a critical planning consideration that is easy to overlook, and it is exactly the kind of thing the SSA is not going to volunteer when you call. You need to ask directly, will suspending my benefit affect anyone else currently receiving payments on my record? Also important. Medicare. Part B and Part D premiums are often deducted directly from your Social Security check. If your check stops, you will need to arrange to pay those premiums another way, either by direct bill or automatic bank withdrawal. Do not let this catch you off guard. Ask the SSA representative to walk you through exactly how your Medicare premiums will be handled during the suspension period. The question most people ask at this point is, do I have enough other income to survive without my Social Security check for 2 or 3 years? That is a real question and only you can answer it. But if you have a pension, rental income, part-time work, savings, or a spouse with their own benefit, suspension may be more achievable than it sounds. A free consultation with your local SHIP office, that is the State Health Insurance Assistance Program, can help you map out the income picture before you commit to anything. SHIP counselors are not selling anything, they work for you. Now let us talk about something separate that many early filers do not know about. Your Social Security benefit is calculated based on your earnings record. Specifically, it is based on your 35 highest earning years. If there are errors in that record, if wages from a job were never properly reported, if a name change caused a gap, if an employer failed to submit payroll taxes correctly, your benefit could be lower than it should be right now, today, regardless of when you filed. You have the right to review your earnings record at any time by creating an account at ssa.gov.myaccount. Once you are logged in, you can see every year of reported earnings going back to the beginning of your work history. If you find a year where income is missing or significantly lower than you remember, you can dispute it. The form for that dispute is SSA 711, and you will need documentation such as old W-2s, pay stubs, or tax returns to support the correction. If a correction is made and your 35-year average goes up, your benefit goes up with it, retroactively. This is not a long shot. Earnings record errors are more common than the SSA publicly acknowledges, particularly for workers who changed jobs frequently, worked for small employers, or had income under multiple names. If you have never reviewed your earnings record, this is a 30-minute task that could increase your monthly benefit permanently. There is one more thing worth knowing, and it applies specifically to people who were married and then widowed or divorced. If you filed early on your own record because you did not know you had other options, it is worth asking the SSA whether you are entitled to a survivor benefit or a divorced spouse benefit that might be higher than what you are currently receiving. Survivor benefits can be as high as 100% of what your deceased spouse was receiving or was entitled to receive. Divorced spouse benefits can reach 50% of your ex-spouse's full retirement age benefit, provided the marriage lasted at least 10 years and you are currently unmarried. These benefits are calculated separately from your own retired worker benefit. In some cases, switching to a survivor or divorced spouse benefit is more valuable than any suspension strategy. The SSA does not automatically compare your options and present you with the highest one. You have to ask. Call 1-800-772-1213 and say specifically, I want to know whether I qualify for a survivor benefit or a divorced spouse benefit and whether it is higher than what I am currently receiving. Write that sentence down if you need to. That is the exact language to use. Now let us come back to Margaret. Margaret was 71. The 12-month withdrawal window had closed 9 years ago. Form SSA 521 was not available to her, but voluntary suspension was still on the table. She was past her full retirement age, which meant she could call Social Security right now, suspend her benefit, earn delayed credits, and restart at a higher amount at 70 or beyond. She also learned on that same call that her earnings record had a 4-year gap from her mid-40s, when she had worked part-time for a small accounting firm that had since closed. That gap was costing her money every month. She filed SSA 711 with a copy of her old tax returns. 6 months later, her benefit was adjusted upward. Margaret did not get back everything she lost by filing at 62. Nobody can promise that. But she walked away from those 2 phone calls with a plan, a corrected earnings record, and a higher benefit on the way. And she told us the hardest part was realizing that none of this was her fault. She made the best decision she could with the information she had. The system never told her there was more to know. That is the truth of it.
Social Security is one of the most complicated income systems in the country. The rules around withdrawal, suspension, earnings corrections, survivor benefits, and divorced spouse benefits are real. They are documented. They are available. And the SSA has no obligation to present you with the option that results in the highest lifetime payment. That obligation falls to you, which is why this channel exists. Here is what you take away from this video.
If you filed within the last 12 months and you regret it, Form SSA 521 is your tool. Call 1-800-772-13 and ask about the withdrawal process. If you are at or past full retirement age, voluntary suspension is available to you right now. Call the same number and say, I want to voluntarily suspend my retirement benefit. Ask them how it affects your Medicare premiums and whether anyone else on your record will be impacted. Regardless of when you filed, log in to SSA.gov/or My Account and review your earnings, history line by line. One corrected year can mean more money every month for the rest of your life. And if you were ever married, ask specifically about survivor benefits and divorced spouse benefits before you assume your current benefit is the best available option. None of these calls cost anything. None of these forms require a lawyer. They require a phone, a pen, and the right questions. This video is for educational purposes only and is not legal or financial advice. Every situation is different. For guidance specific to your circumstances, speak with a Social Security benefits counselor or a qualified financial advisor. If this video helped you understand your options, share it with one person you love who is over 65. A single phone call from the right information could mean hundreds of dollars more per month for someone who needs it. That is what this channel is here to do.